Today, you are going to learn how to deepen your connection to Archangel Azrael. All right, let's dive into this conversation today. Archangel Azrael is the one who's coming forward for the video today. And the first thing that I want to start off by sharing is helping you to visualize his energy. So I really just love these cards from the Archangel Oracle card deck, which you can see back here, which you can also order in the link below in the description. But essentially, Archangel Azrael, he comes through in these colors, and they're definitely more of a whatever the opposite of vibrant is. They're kind of more muted down and a more subtle, and yet you can see the groundedness of the colors that he comes in. And as you can see on the card, it says death and rebirth. And that is definitely what he is associated with, how he supports us. On one level, he does support people who are in mourning or going through that process with a loved one who has passed away. And so, in grief, in pain, that is one of the ways that Archangel Azrael supports you. And there's also the other perspective of death and rebirth, where we might think of our own identity shift and how we transform and how we might be going through an ego death and rebirth type of a thing and coming into a new form or coming into a more aligned identity. So, however you want to think of it, but those are the two main ways that Archangel Azrael can support us. Now, one of the things that he comes through, and one of the things that both of those experiences have in common is the pain that is experienced. Because whether you are mourning and in grief over a past loved one, or you are going through your own identity crisis and death and rebirth and that sort of a thing, there's going to be pain associated. And it's different types of pain, but it's pain nonetheless. And it's a pain of hardship. It's a pain of not knowing what's next, what to do next. It's a pain of getting used to something that you are unfamiliar with. And so these growing pains, so to speak, is something that Archangel Azrael can support you with, and that when you call on him to guide you and to support you, he's going to help you to see the true identity of who you are that gets to rise up in the face of that pain and in the face of that transition that is happening. So anytime that you are going through a transition, something that's shifting, something that's changing, it is a shift in your identity, no matter how tiny it is. You're shifting how you view yourself. You're shifting the energy that you are embodying. And so his energy can support you with that. Now, one of the things to know about his energy is that it's very subtle. It's very like his energy and his presence is very subtle. It's never been at the forefront and loud or big like some of the other archangels, like Archangel Michael, for example. Archangel Azrael is very just like in the background. He's very subtle. He's there. His presence is still powerful, but it feels a lot more subtle. And when it comes to working with him and deepening your connection to him, the key is to not feel discouraged or feel like you're doing something wrong if his energy and his presence doesn't feel super big like you might be used to with other archangels. It's important for you to understand that the way that Archangel Azrael works is that it's more of a being with him. So instead of asking him for guidance necessarily, like that's not really what you're going to do. It's more just being with him and sitting with him and just like, hey, Archangel Azrael, can you just be with me right now? I'm going through a hard time. I'm going through these growing pains. I'm going through this identity crisis. I'm mourning a loved one. I'm in grief right now. And I need your help. I need you to please support me and to just be with me. And in his being, and not feeling like you have to force any sort of guidance to come through or answers to something, you're just being. And the beauty of Archangel Azrael is that it's in the being that the answer or whatever the next step is gets to be revealed to you. So thinking of it as just something that is revealed to you as you are in his presence. And so his presence helps to also process energy. One of the things, because the nature of the conversation that we're having, there's a lot of emotional energy that goes on. There's a lot of grief, pain, like we've talked about, letting go, releasing, all of that. And so there's a lot of energy. And sometimes we can get stuck in holding on to the energy and not fully processing it and not fully letting it go. So that's where you want to work with Archangel Azrael, and knowing that in his presence, it's almost like a filter or a way to help ease and move the energy through you, rather than it getting stuck or you holding on to it. You are allowing it to be moved. You're allowing it to move through you. And so in that process, as it is moved through you, that is where you also shift perspective. That's where the new identity gets revealed to you. That's where you start to understand things from a different perspective. So those are all important things for you to know and understand with regards to Archangel Azrael and how to work with him. Is a little bit different than the other archangels, and it's a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit more of this, like, I'm just going to be with you, and I'm in that beingness. I'm going to give you comfort. I'm going to give you support. I'm going to give you love. And as you process and release those emotions, new awarenesses are going to be revealed. But we have to trust and be patient with that. So if you notice yourself trying to rush it or trying to force something to happen, let it go. Just notice it and, like, oh, I'm trying to force something. Okay, let me just take a step back right now. Okay. Now, the other thing with Archangel Azrael, with regards to his symbol, with regards to understanding when he is around you, one of the main symbols that he shows me is a swirl. Like, if you think of just like a swirl, and he's showing it as a continuous evolutionary path, like how we are continuously shifting and growing. And as you move out of the swirl, you're getting out more, getting bigger, which represents your expansion. It represents how we expand and how we grow over time through the different transitions that we move through. That's a natural part of life. Like, it's unavoidable. Life is going to give you these moments where you are challenged, where you have to face an ego death, where you are grieving, where you are going through these different experiences. And so, recognizing how every experience is widening you to be able to hold more love and to be able to be more in your true self, and to help you to expand into the true identity of who you are. So that's what that represents. So if you do happen to see a swirl somewhere, knowing that that's a symbol from Archangel Azrael, letting you know, it's like a confirmation, like, hey, I'm with you. I heard you call my name. I'm with you. Here's a sign. Here's a symbol that shows you I got you. So just keeping that in mind next time you are working with Archangel Azrael. So I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Let me know what your experience has been like working with him. Let me know what it feels like for you to be in that space when you call on him, and how he subtly is there. Like, let me know what that feels like for you. I'd love to hear people's different experiences with the angels, and this is no exception. So post it in the comments below. I can't wait to hear from you. And like I mentioned, if you want to order the Archangel Oracle card deck and connect with his energy, if you already have the deck, you can definitely connect with his energy as well by meditating with the card. And if you don't have the deck, then grab it in the link below. So that is it for the video today. I am sending you so much love and angel blessings as always, and I will see you again soon. Bye.